What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. We have a lot to talk about today. Look at Mike Trout flying out there in right field to make a nice diving grab. So we have one MVP showing off and another. Well, I guess we'll get to this Yelich clip in a second because, yikes. We have more bad news for Milwaukee fans. Chicago straight up stole this kid in the Rule 5 draft. I have no idea why the Brewers didn't protect Shane Smith. He's been dicing for the White Sox. He's going to be in Rookie of the Year conversations all year. Same with Jacob Wilson, who could literally be the right-handed Luis Arraez, but if Luis Arraez had 20 home run power. Alex Bregman has basically been Manny Ramirez in Fenway throughout his career, and that trend continued. He's been a monster so far with the Red Sox, and the Mets, they just made a tough decision with the red-hot Brett Batty. He's been playing really well lately, but with this move, Mets fans are now wondering maybe his time with the team is actually done. So again, we'll talk about all of that and more in today's recap, and guys, I have a crazy brand new sponsor to talk about. Hear me out super quick. It's a dream come true for baseball creators. There's a website and app called Playback, and they've recently partnered with Major League Baseball to allow creators like me and you guys to literally live react to baseball games with viewers. I'll literally be live on Playback later tonight watching Paul Skeens face off against Yoshinobu Yamamoto, and the best part is you guys get to watch it with me. All you have to do is download Playback. There's also a website, playback.tv/fuzzy. You just have to sign in with MLB TV. That's literally it. We get to hang out and watch baseball live, a moment I've been waiting almost a decade for. So a big round of applause to Playback and Major League Baseball for making this happen and bridging the gap. I can't wait. So see you guys on Playback later tonight for the Skeens and Yamamoto face-off. It's gonna be epic. The GOAT is on the bump. He's coming off his best start in years. Nick, he got the Aaron Judge tall guy treatment. That's not a strike for him, but it is a strike for the umpire, who's a whole lot smaller. That's a bad call, man. Now, at least the baseball gods gave the A's a break later in the third as Urshela, he ran around for a triple thanks to the Twilight Sky. Wyatt, he lost it the second and went above the lights. The baseball gods then handed down an Uno reverse. Urshela's out on the Jacob Wilson tapper. Now it's up to Tyler Soderstrom, and you very rarely see Jacob deGrom miss. That one's up the middle. Jacob could not believe that he hung that curveball. He was yelling into his glove. Now, thankfully, he only allowed 2 runs. I say thankfully because I'm a big Jacob deGrom fan, but he did have 6 strikeouts, only those 2 runs, and his offense had his back. Josh Young and Jonah Heim, they both blasted off. Jung's was a mammoth 415-foot shot. Heim's not a cheapie either, 405-foot. Leote, He corked one. This has a chance. He breaks the tie with his first home run of the year. We head to the 9th inning. Max Schumann, he spit on a nasty Luke Jackson slider for a walk, and Urias got Max to third base. Wait, look. Leote missed it. Max is going to score. So now Jacob Wilson, the contact king, he's up, and yeah, we all knew that was coming. The rookie walks it off. He's batting .330 as the A's are now 12-13. They're inching closer and closer to getting back to 500. So because the A's have beaten the Rangers twice in a row, the Mariners now have a chance of getting back into first place. And again, it's super early in the season. I probably shouldn't be talking about standings, but it's fun. I don't care. Mitch Garver pelted a 2-run double off the Monsters. So in one inning, Garrett Crochet gave up the same amount of earned runs he's allowed his last 4 starts combined. Alex Bregman can't leave the Red Sox. I know he might opt out. He's probably going to if he keeps this up, but in 35 career games in Fenway, he's basically hitting .350 with 15 doubles, 9 home runs, and a near 1.2 OPS. That's his 5th of the season. To me, he and Pete Alonso are 100% going to opt out because they're playing out of their minds right now. Dylan Moore, he skied a sac fly to push it to a 2-run lead, and J-Rod, he followed up with an RBI out of his own. J-Rod's only batting .202, but knowing how J-Rod approaches seasons, he's probably going to be hitting .280 by the end of the year after going off for a .450 batting average or something like that in the second half. Garrett pitched angry after that. The grunts were actually audible. I thought I was watching a tennis match. He was angry, struck out the side in the 5th inning. He ends up with 9 strikeouts on the night. Brian Wu is a special talent. He had 8 punchies over 6. Bregman, he also had an RBI single in the 3rd. So basically everyone not named Bregman could not sniff Brian Wu's stuff. Pause. Now we do have a pesky pole home run. Omar Narvaez, he snuck one just fair, so it's a 1-run game. Oof, this is a welcome to the big league moment if I've ever seen one. Christian Campbell has been pretty much destroying baseballs his entire first season. Senior Smoke had him guessing bad, made him look silly. Andres Munoz strikes out 2. He has 9 saves. The Mariners are now 14-11. The Red Sox are 14-13. The American League West has a chance to be really, really close. They're not going to be juggernauts like the AL East or the NL West or anything, but the Astros are streaking. The Halos can get back to 500 with a W here. Oh, wow. O'Neal Cruz went perfect. O'Neal has 7 home runs and 11 stolen bases with a really impressive 360 on base percentage. So the Pirates went up one more on a Brian Hayes fielder's choice, but I'm going to skip to this. This is a 435-foot tank off the bat of Matt Gorski. He's been a dude in minor league baseball for years now. I don't know why he's just now getting his chance, because every year I do some prospecting. He would always be in the conversations for best power speed threat in the minor leagues. That's his first career at bat. He bangs one out. He's a little older, 27 years old, but again, he almost put up 3 consecutive 2020 seasons. He could be a spark for the Pirates going forward. Trout, the fish can still fly. Brian Reynolds, he missed it. Trout, he flies around for a 3-bagger. He scores easy on the Taylor Ward single up the gut. Logan, it sounded really good off the bat, and just like that, it's a tie game. He mashes for a catcher. That's his 6th home run. Trout, he wasn't done turning back the clock a little bit and reminding folks that he's Mike freaking Trout. He's been playing some shoddy defense at best in right field, but he's still getting used to the reads off the bat. That was vintage Mike Trout. Zach Neto, him being back is so good for baseball. His 3rd hit of the game is a solo home run for the lead, and Kenley Jansen knocks it down for his 6th save of the year. The Halos are back to 500 and staying with 500. Kenley is now at 453 career saves. Can he get to 500? Let me know in the comments. We just saw Mike Trout save his team on defense, so an MVP clutching up on defense. This next game also featured a former MVP getting in on the defense, but well, just wait for it. We're going to skip to the 3rd. Mike Yastrzemski, he got a baseball to leave. It still blows my mind that he's almost 35. I keep forgetting that he debuted as an older rookie. He was 28. So that ties it at 2-2 when the San Francisco defense imploded. Haas, he laid down a sac bunt and a bad throw allowed 2 to score. Now we have a swinging bunt. Another run scores. Sal Frelick, he was initially called safe. The replay showed that he was out. So it's 5-2. Matt Chapman, he wasn't down for the whole losing thing. He socked a 2-run home run to deep center. That's his 5th home run. He's also leading with 23 walks. And of course, he's playing that Gold Glove defense. Fitzgerald, we're talking about Tyler Fitzgerald. He showed his blazing speed on this Yaz grounder. We are tied again with Willie at the dish. He's facing his former team. He has runners on the corners. He hits a rocket, and oh my God, Christian Yelich dropped it. Maybe I'm a bad baseball fan, but I'm looking at the box score. They called this a sac fly, and they gave Willie an RBI. Like, I'm looking at the box score. I'm not lying. It wasn't caught, but they're calling it an RBI sac fly. Am I a bad baseball fan for not knowing, like, what was that? Doval, he's all but back, and I mean it because he allowed tons of base runners. He's stressing Giants fans out, but he does get the save. He has 5 on the year. So you guys know I've been dogging on the Orioles all year because their pitching staff has been terrible. So let's see if someone can break the curse and log a quality start for once. Cade Povich, he's throwing the rubber in this one. He got burned by the Nationals early, but it was only 1 run after Ahmed doubled. He could basically walk home on this Josh Bell knock. Now it's Baltimore's offense that is being brought into question. They were getting beat up by Mackenzie Gore. Gore held them to 0 runs and 0 extra base hits through 4. Keywords through 4. Ramon Laureano, he's always seen lefties really well. That's the first extra base hit for the Orioles all game, and this has to feel good. I don't think I've ever said these words out loud. Ryan O'Hearn got a base hit off a lefty. Like, he's probably done that before, but in a recap, I don't think he's ever done that before. James Wood must have hit the red on his throwing meter. That was bad. Cedric, he worked a crazy at bat. He fought off everything. This is how MLB The Show works on All-Star difficulty. Just foul ball, take. But he won the battle. Another lefty RBI. He's now hitting 381 versus lefty. Cedric is going to get so much money if he keeps this up. Now, this MLB game turned into an NBA game pretty quick. We have the 6'8" Felix Bautista, they call him the Mountain, versus the 6'7" James Wood. Wood chased. We have another disgusting splitter, but Felix couldn't snag this one. So now Nazim Nunez, he's in for Kybert. He takes off. He's safe at second base. Nathaniel Lowe then chopped him over to third, so the tying run is at third base. Ahmed already has an extra. Okay, he tapped out to Gunnar Henderson to end it. Felix's 3rd save gives Cade Povich his first W of the year, and he was awesome, by the way, and I want to show it. The curveball and sweeper were moving. He mixed in those super well between the sinkers. He almost goes 7 innings, 6 2/3, allowing just 1 run with 5 strikeouts, only 1 walk as well. He is so important to the future of this Orioles team. If you turn this next game off after the 5th inning, you would have for sure thought that the Diamondbacks cruised to an easy win because Josh Naylor, he ripped one to score. Corbin Carroll, Alec Thomas, he doubled in Gabriel Moreno in the 2nd inning, and the Diamondbacks got a 3rd run. I'm not going to show it, but the Rays kind of stole back some momentum on a Caballero RBI extra base hit, but Tim Tawa stole it right back. Jordan Lawler is being kept in AAA because this Tim Tawa fella is flat out raking. He shut me up real quick. A couple of weeks ago, I was like, the Diamondbacks made a bad move. They should have brought up Jordan Lawler. I really thought that Tavo was a product of the PCL. No, he's got insane plate discipline, and his ability to barrel up a baseball is actually super impressive. Corbin Burnes finally looked like himself. He had a bunch of strikeouts through 5. Arizona fans must have been thinking, okay, now we have the high ground in the West. Burnes is back. Sorry, I had to make one Revenge of the Sith reference, but look at this replay. He started looking at the third base runner, got distracted. He didn't even secure the ball. That's why he whiffed it, because he just took his eye off the ball. Tampa gets a second run, and Christopher Morel has been raking lately with the extra base hits. Do not let this kid get hot. He has 3 hits his last 2 games. All 3 have been extra base hits. To the 9th we go. Chandler Simpson, the speed demon, he let it off with a single. That's bad. Now he's on second because Jansen got on as well. And now we get to see Simpson break the sound barrier. Yandy goes the other way. Simpson, he flies home. We are tied up at 4-4, so free baseball it is. Junior Caminero and Morel, they love hearing that. They love getting more at-bats. Caminero had an RBI ground rule double, and Morel with the moonshot. 4 base hits his last 4. All 4 have been extra base hits. Pete Fairbanks, he locks down the save. It's a fun game. We got a doubleheader. Game 1 of this Rockies and Royals was a full-fledged pickleball match. It was just back and forth, back and forth. Hunter Goodman provided most of the offense early on for the Rockies as Salvi, he put his squad up a run on a 2-run double. He's been an extra base machine his entire career, especially for a lefty. Drew Waters, look at this insane leaping catch. He's still just 26, a former top prospect with the Braves. He's got a pretty nice tool belt. It's just we have to wait to see if he actually uses those tools. Cole Reagans, he's been a little shaky. He grooved one to Jordan Beck. I mean, this is just a great swing from Hunter Goodman. Too much height on that changeup, but again, Hunter, he can swing it for a catcher. That's his 4th home run. My jaw dropped when I heard this on the broadcast. The Royals, they've been held to 4 or fewer runs in 17 consecutive games, so they're basically penciled in for a loss, right? Well, Moniak, he saved, nope, he dropped it. Michael Massey gets the RBI, and Drew Waters, now he's clutching up with the stick, the switch hitter. I mean, he's good. That's the 4th run for the Royals, and they finally broke the streak. It will not be 18 games with 4 or fewer. That is a 6th spot after the Kyle Isbell 2-run single. It bounced away from Michael Tolia. By the way, Isbell had another RBI. Game 1 goes to the Royals. Kansas City made it back-to-back games, beating that 4-run ceiling that they've been held to. Salvi now has 284 career extra base hits in Kauffman. He ties Alex Gordon for 4th all-time. He's going to break that real quick. Adael Amador, I think that's how you say it. He made a nifty play to rob Michael Garcia. Amador, don't forget, he just turned 22 years old. Massey, he brought home the game's first run as Salvi scores on a sac fly, and Bobby took over with his speed. He stole his 8th bag. Now he's in on an easy manufactured RBI from Vinny Pasquantino. Bobby, he's doing the RBI stuff now. He only has 2 home runs on the season, but he's hitting .203 with 10 RBIs, 8 stolen bases, and 3 outs above average. He's a 5-tool megastar. Salvi, he's now alone. 4th all-time in extra base hits, at least in Kansas City. Talking about Kauffman Stadium. That was his 4th double of the doubleheader. Bobby and Vinny both score. Now I got to give a quick tip of the cap to Jordan Beck. He has one of the quickest swings in baseball. He goes 400 feet in the 6th inning, then 425 feet in 8th. He's got 3 home runs, 3 stolen bases. He has a great eye, great exit velocities, but he does strike out a little bit too much. He's got to get that in check. Now, I did want to show that because the Royals, they still sweep the series. They've won 4 games in a row to put them at 12-14. I can't believe they were 8-14 not too long ago. The Rockies, they're an embarrassing 4-20, which makes sense because they're in Colorado. The White Sox were losers of 14 games in a row in Minnesota, so they're trying to break the curse. Lenyn Sosa, he teed off on the first pitch that he saw. I don't know what his ceiling is, by the way. He's a really weird player. Like, he's got a lot of tools, but he just doesn't get on base enough. Josh Palacios, he used to be with the Pirates. He worked a bases loaded walk. And Miguel Vargas, he's reportedly made some swing tweaks over the last few weeks, and I mean, it worked. That is a towering home run. He swats his first of the year. Now, this game ended early due to rain. The Twins get the tough 7-inning loss. Check out what Shane Smith did. I cannot skip his start. He struck out 7 Twins over 5 scoreless. The rookie picks up his first W as his ERA drops to 2.3. He was the first pick in the Rule 5 draft. He came from the Brewers. Remember, the Rule 5 picks are guys who were left off the 40-man, so not on the opening day roster, so they go unprotected. I'm shocked that the Brewers risked it after he had a 3 ERA and an almost 11 strikeouts per 9 last season. So we have one kind of shocking move to another. Brett Batty just got sent down to make room for Jeff McNeil after having one of his best weeks in the big leagues. I'm not joking. Brett just hit his first home run of the season, and over his last 7 games, he was hitting .333 with only 4 strikeouts. And remember, this is on top of having world-class bat speed. So the bat speed was cooking. His defense has actually quietly been awesome. He has 2 outs above average already, so that was improving. And he was maybe finally kind of dialing in the strike zone. The thing is, as good as he's been lately, Luis Angel beat him for the job. Ronald Acuna Jr.'s little brother, Luis Angel, has been a freak the last 2 weeks. He's batting .361 his last 13 games, and he's also one of the fastest humans in baseball, so he's got 5 stolen bases over that stretch, and to be honest, he's been a freak since getting the call last year. He has 11 extra base hits, 6 stolen bases, a near 140 OPS plus his first 92 at-bats. He also played a mean defensive shortstop when Francisco Lindor was out last year, so is it time to do Brett Batty a solid and trade him, because he just showed some promise. He's 25 years old with a 900 OPS and almost 360 AAA at-bats. He has literally nothing left to prove down there, so maybe now that he had a good week, the value might be just a little bit higher. Flip him for a prospect or two, or maybe a reliever. What do you think should happen to Brett Batty? I do feel bad for the guy because he was finally starting to look a little comfortable. So that does it for today's MLB recap, and don't forget that we're not done with baseball today. I'll be live on Playback. I'll be watching Yamamoto versus Skeens, basically Obi-Wan versus Anakin. I can't wait for it. So see you guys over on Playback. Make sure you download it to your phone, sign in with MLB TV, or if you're on a computer, it is playback.tv/fuzzy. Super easy. I'll catch you guys over there. Again, it's a dream that I can live react to baseball games with you guys. So see you over there and stay safe. Enjoy the web gems.
Hard shot, diving play by Wilson. Gets to his feet.
This weekend, yeah. Lifted to shallow left. Tolbert dives. He's got.
And out to left. C.J. Abrams picks it off.
This is in the air out to right field. Garcia on the run, and he